a nation and the people on the move, keeping you up to date. Belmopan Weekly.
Welcome to the first edition of Belmopan Weekly for 2012. Tonight, the Ministry of Education assists hundreds of students. National Fire Service holds passing out ceremony. Niche launches Belize's 2012 Mayan calendar, plus new preschool inaugurated. These and more top news stories. Good evening, and thanks so much for being with us on this Thursday, the 19th of January 2012. I am Carolyn Crawford. PricewaterhouseCoopers is a global accounting firm that, in partnership with the Ministry of Education, has played an important role in assisting over 400 students in the past 4 years in various aspects such as scholarships, materials, and assorted support. Officials from the Ministry of Education were out during this week visiting various schools with gift bags and educational packages. Rudy Aguilar has more.
To culminate a 4-year cooperation relationship amongst PricewaterhouseCoopers, the Ministry of Education, and the Anglican Cathedral College, a brief but meaningful event was held on Tuesday morning at the schools in Belize City, sponsored by the accountancy firm of PricewaterhouseCoopers, PwC. But what did that 4-year relationship entail for the enhancement of education in Belize? Mr. Ismael Requena, principal of Anglican Cathedral College, explained.
They have been involved over the past 4 years in training of our teachers and students in financial literacy. They have also afforded us scholarships. They have also given us donation of books and sporting materials. They have even given us laptops for our teachers to continue the training here within school. And I think it is a good initiative. We have really seen where it has positively impacted our young people and even our professionals, our teachers. And in fact, come Monday, we will have a workshop at the ITVET, which will be as a follow-up to the financial literacy training that our teachers have been involved with.
Mrs. Carol Babb, Deputy Chief Education Officer in the Ministry of Education, said the students were thrilled and excited about the training. And not only that, the knowledge acquired is serving them in a special manner.
A lot of the students were very pleased with the training because they also taught them entrepreneurial skills. So a lot of them, I think at ACC we had a business fair. And a lot of the students from that training are interested in opening their own businesses. And I think that is excellent because many times our students graduate and are waiting around to get a job. PwC and Peacework and the Ministry of Education have involved them in financial literacy and entrepreneurship skills, teaching them to become self-sufficient, to take care of themselves. If you don't have a job, you can create one.
But what about students who may not have the necessary funds or cash up front for starting up a business or for the tools needed for a trade? What assistance is the government providing them in alliance with our partners in education?
They are coming back this year as they realize how important entrepreneurial skills are. And they want to go a step further. They want to identify some students and provide them with some startup funds, some students who want to really open their own businesses but don't have the startup funds. They will provide them with the startup funds and provide support to them to ensure that they become successful in whatever career they choose.
And judging from the looks on the faces of the students, the training and materials received are very well appreciated. For Belmopan Weekly, I am Rudy Aguilar.
ACC is not the only school benefiting from this initiative. 9 other schools were also visited and received the same assistance. These being Gwen Lizarraga High School, St. John's Anglican School, Unity Presbyterian, Central Christian, and Ebenezer, among others. On Friday, 12th of January 2012, the Belize National Fire Service held a passing out ceremony at the fire station at the BC layout on Cleghorn Street in Belize City. Our press office was there and filed this report.
Our family and property are the most valuable things in our lives, and the government of Belize shares in the responsibility to protect our most valuable possessions. The Belize National Fire Service has been tasked with this job, and they have been fervently doing their job. Under the stewardship of the Minister of Transport, Communications and National Emergency Management, many highlights have distinguished the fire service. One of them was a second passing out ceremony held on Friday, the 12th January 2012. We peeked in on the recruit training certification ceremony and caught passionate Honorable Melvin Hulls addressing the recruits.
Make them respect you. Respect yourself first and understand that you are an organization the world has respected now. Let us start to set another standard. If we have to embarrass the older people who are wrong, embarrass them. But we must make it a better and better organization. And anything I can do, I will do to make it better. Whether there are more oxygen tank you need, or more masks you need, or we need to try get more equipment, or we need to build more fire stations, or we have to find money to hire more people.
We found out that the Minister of Transport, Communications and National Emergency Management has done just that and continues to push the bar higher for the standards of our National Fire Service.
I'm extremely proud of what today stands for, because it is a continued evolution of what the government and the ministry have done to the fire department over the last 4 years. We took the fire department that existed then, that was basically limited only to towns, and several things we did. We reorganized it so that we can have a proper structure in, and those people who just existed in limbo for many, many years have been more structured. There's a clear line that as they work harder and as they put in more effort and achieve more academic excellence, they can then move up in ladder, and it gives people a greater respect for the department they're in, because they need to understand that fire department is an internationally well-respected organization.
Jeremy Cotkelvin gave us a brief interview on how he felt about the standards and training as a fire service recruit.
I used to work out at home, but when I came here it was something totally different. I didn't expect what we got. We got some push-ups that I learned for the first time. And to reel out a hose, I was messed up on the hose. I didn't know what to do on the hose. I was like rolling it out the wrong way until the chief and the training officer gave me a little task to do it in the evening and practice every day till I get better. And at the beginning of the training, I was like kind of failing the first half, and the second half I stepped up and went to in the top 10 and passed my lessons, and I did well in the practical, the physical, and theory.
This has been the second passing out ceremony for the past 4 years, and the aim is to produce quality. But this department has not only aimed at the human development aspect of the fire services. The minister has also ensured that fire stations have been established in the Pomona Valley, in Placencia and in Ladyville. 10 rebuilt fire trucks have been deployed countrywide, along with hearse rescue equipment. Over 1,000 lengths of fire hoses, a D-Max pickup truck for support, and other essential equipment have been purchased for our country's fire services. And as the minister so passionately said, his concern is for our firemen to
protect the people in this country.
For Belmopan Weekly, I am Claudia Grouch.
The Minister of Transport, Communication and National Emergency Management has set a high standard for the Fire Service Department and congratulated 19 fire servicemen, of which 12 will actually receive a certificate of completion. The other 7 men will be given a second chance and be placed on additional training and have to achieve the level of excellence required before actually receiving the certificate. Up next, more for top news stories. Stay with us.
Every year, thousands of people travel to foreign countries because of a promise for a better life. Many times, however, the promise of better wages, a better job, and a better life for themselves and their families turns out to be a lie. They become victims of human trafficking. You could be a victim of trafficking if your employer or someone acting on his or her behalf is holding your passport, cedula, birth certificate, or other travel documents with or without your consent. Someone has tricked or forced you to leave your country. You are not told the truth about the kind of work you are doing. You are forced to work in order to pay off a loan debt. A stranger has paid for or helped you to get your visa. If you or someone you know is a victim of human trafficking, visit or call the Ministry of Human Development Office or the nearest police station.
For this UDP administration, the health of this nation is a top priority. Over 20 clinics have been built or had major renovations. 3 new hospitals completed and fully operational. $6 million invested in medical equipment countrywide. First in the region and world-renowned Belize Health Information System up and running. Twice the amount of pharmaceuticals being bought with the same budget. Investing in healthcare. Investing in you. Your UDP government. Always for the people.
Welcome back. If you're just joining us, thanks for tuning in. More top news stories now. A preschool was officially inaugurated last week in San Antonio Village in the Nakaya District by the area representative Honorable Rene Montero. The new building is designed to withstand winds of 75 miles per hour and above and will be utilized as a hurricane shelter if necessary. The building has 2 classrooms with the capacity to accommodate up to 75 students, an office for the principal, a kitchenette, a shower room, and 2 restrooms. On Wednesday, 19 January 2012, a brief handing over ceremony took place at the Western Regional Hospital in Belmopan. The Minister of Health, Honorable Pablo Marin, along with the Chief Executive Officer, Dr. Peter Allen, handed over the keys for 3 Ford diesel ambulances to the regional managers of the Northern, Southern, and Central Health regions of the Ministry of Health. Minister Marin also handed over the keys to 2 2011 Toyota Hilux pickup trucks purchased through the National Health Insurance to support the Nutrition Outreach Program in the Southern region, and keys to 2 Great Wall pickup trucks were also handed over to assist in the project related to the HIV/AIDS program in the ministry. A Toyota Land Cruiser was also handed over to the Maternal and Child Health Program of the Ministry of Health. The ambulances are valued at a total cost of $260,000 purchased by the government of Belize. The second annual GIS User Conference was held this week at the Best Western Biltmore Plaza in Belize City. The conference was designed to provide an opportunity for experts to meet other people in other fields, as well as to share experiences and examine the role of the geographic knowledge as a fundamental organizing framework for decision making. The Chief Executive Officer in the Ministry of Public Utilities, Mr. John Mencius, spoke about government's initiative to introduce the study of the broadband, which is intended to improve the provision of government services online, which will be beneficial to all.
But taking advantage of these opportunities to use GIS to build and strengthen the data foundations on which our decision-making processes run requires urgent action on the part of government. That is why government, through the Ministry of Public Utilities and under the stewardship of the Honorable Elvin Penna, has recently signed onto a CARICOM initiative to launch a regional study for mass broadband deployment across participating countries. The United Nations Conference has in the last decade identified broadband as being as fundamental a utility as water and electricity, and has predicted dire consequences for developing countries where access is scarce. No, not broadband to download pornographic movies. Broadband to do business with, to sell our tourism and agricultural products, to educate our workforce, to provide government services online, to deepen our governance processes by getting more people involved, to battle crime, to reduce poverty.
The conference concluded today with awards in recognition to participants. We'll be right back with more Belmopan Weekly in a moment. Don't go anywhere.
Completely written off by this UDP government, another $17 million worth of house mortgages benefiting 781 families. That's in addition to the 9,200 and odd families whose loans with the Ministry of Housing were already written off by this same government. Add as well another 17 families whose loans had been transferred to Heritage Bank by the last administration and have also now been written off by this government.
We are happy that so many additional families are benefiting once again from another of the UDP's pro-people initiatives.
And that's not all. Relief is also coming to those who have similar loans at the DFC.
I don't know whether it want to be one complete write-off, whether it want to be a lowering of the interest rates or a combination of both. So I cannot go beyond saying assistance there will be in one form or another.
An administration which from the start has been a government for the people continues to find new ways to bring relief and benefit to the people.
There is still some work to be done. There is yet more good tidings for this government to bring, again on the basis that the United Democratic Party is always for the people. I move the second reading.
We regret to inform you that there are no vacancies at this time. You have no skills, you are not prepared.
This position requires a high school diploma.
We're not interested. Try again next month or
We're not qualified.
There are no job openings at this time.
I'm sorry, but we cannot accept him back this year.
We are only as strong as the foundation we are built upon. Remember, as a society, we reap what we sow. However, it's never too late to engage our youths positively and support their dreams and aspirations. For more information on support services for families of children at risk of coming in conflict with the law, contact the Community Rehabilitation Department at 223-2716. This message is brought to you by the Community Rehabilitation Department, the National Committee for Families and Children, and UNICEF.
Belize's 2012 Mayan calendar of events was officially launched last week Wednesday at the Bliss Center for Performing Arts. It was an impressive occasion attended by a number of important dignitaries and officials. Rudy Aguilar has more.
Well, it has arrived, 2012 of course. And although we are anxious to see what the passing out days will bring, suffice it to say that here it will be very exciting for Belizeans and for tourists alike. We asked Minister Heredia why are we attaching so much importance to this event.
We need to highlight our history, we need to highlight the Maya temples that are over here. Belize enjoys some of the most beautiful in the world over here. And it is good that we took that initiative to showcase what we really have in Belize. And the question that where will you be in 2012, no, for this Maya thing? And certainly for me, I will be right here in Belize.
And how does our tourism minister see this Maya 2012 impacting on Belize's tourism?
If you see the calendar of events, we will even have weddings, about 26 couples getting wed at Cajalpech. Definitely on the website and everything, when tourists look at the different sites that we have, when they see the beauties that we have on the events, particularly you saw the passport that was created, the coins that were minted by the Central Bank of Belize. I think that really we put a lot of work, a lot of emphasis in trying to make this thing very big and to promote Belize to the standards that no other part of Central America enjoys.
And the one message that Minister Heredia would like to convey to all Belizeans at home and abroad?
Continue to look at the events, learn what we have to offer about the Mayas, and you will see that our small little Belize is one of the best to enjoy, not only at home but for visitors coming from abroad.
For Belmopan Weekly, I am Rudy Aguilar.
The Belize 2012 Maya calendar of activities combines traditional events such as the annual Ruta Maya River Challenge, the Maya Traditional Healers Workshop, and the Toledo Cacao Festival, along with new Maya tradition initiatives. Last week, Special Envoy for Women and Children, Mrs. Kim Simplice Barrow, handed over 250 wheelchairs to various organizations and individuals who were present at a ceremony at the Lions Clinic in Belize City. Belmopan Weekly's Ada Herrera attended the ceremony and has more.
Being physically active is an important part of anyone's life, and those who use a wheelchair or have a disability are no exception. This is the message that First Lady Barrow took to Taiwan last July when she visited Taiwan and lobbied with several NGOs.
Mobility is something that many of us take for granted. With our properly functioning legs, it may be hard for us to imagine being stranded inside our house and not being able to get around without assistance from family and friends, or being limited by crutches, walkers, wheelchairs, and even canes. But that is a reality for many Belizeans. This inability to walk unassisted has a variety of causes, from illnesses such as diabetes, which can lead to amputations, to traffic accidents, genetics, and conditions at birth.
Mrs. Barrow went on to explain that donations like these are always welcome because there are still people who need wheelchairs.
Care Belize, which my office is collaborating for the distribution, has informed me that the current need for wheelchairs by individuals and organizations is great, and that these 250 chairs will only alleviate some of that demand. These chairs could not have come soon enough, and indeed, most of them already have owners.
The ambassador to Taiwan, Mr. David C.K. Wu, spoke about his government's support to disability.
Aside from the donation of the 250 wheelchairs, which was donated by the Pushen Buddhist Foundation in Taiwan, my government will also donate $200,000 for the construction of the Inspiration Center. I would like to take this opportunity to commend Mrs. Barrow for her dedication and love to help women and children in Belize, in particularly those with disabilities. It takes only one individual to show compassion to those persons for the rest of the world to follow their example. And therefore, we hope that the donation will encourage more embassies, more countries to contribute and facilitate the completion of the Inspiration Centers.
Those who received wheelchairs included Carhushna Memorial Hospital, Stolamaris School, Care Belize in Corzal and Orange Walk, residents of Benquevejo, and Voice Organization, which represents the elderly people of Belize. Well, that's it for another edition of Belmopan Weekly. Thanks for tuning in. If you want to provide feedback or send in your comments, please feel free to email us at production@pressoffice.gov.bz or visit our Facebook page and let us know what you think. We look forward to hearing from you. Have a great week until next time. I'm Caroline Crawford.